Salarah Starre is a UK-based advanced law of attraction teacher trainer, coach, public speaker, and leading wellness expert. She will share life-changing wisdom about the law of attraction and how you can use this powerful universal law to build a foundation for bigger and bolder manifesting results. It is time to create the life you deserve, and with Salarah's help, you will.
How to create order and structure to open the door to seamless flow and effortless manifestation. I am Salarah Starre, your guide on this incredible journey of manifestation, and it is such a delight to be with you today for another episode of Manifesting Made Easy. And today I have something really interesting and special planned for our time together. We're going to be diving into a topic that has literally been a game changer in my life. It has brought about order and stability and a routine, not a boring routine either, I might add, a routine that leaves me feeling empowered, like I've got more time to do all the things that I love, and energetically vibrating on a higher frequency. By creating a solid foundation in your life, you can experience a remarkable shift in every single area. There'll be less stress, which means way more peace and relaxation. There'll be way more time and a greater feeling of being positively in control. But I have to say, it wasn't always like this for me. I've always seen myself as a bit of an organized person, especially being a Virgo. I thought I had it all together. But actually, as I look back, I think that wasn't really the case at all. I was running around like a headless chicken, and it never really felt like there was enough time. I was constantly juggling tasks. I was forgetting things. I was having so many of moments that I call the oh shit moments. It's like, oh shit, I've got to do this, and oh, I've got to do that. And I just felt overwhelmed and in a perpetual state of stress and forgetting, and then needing to do things in allocated times of relaxation. And it was challenging. But at the time, I didn't know that I didn't know. And having felt like I was dropping the ball and diluting everything and not really being present in any moment, I felt full with anxiety and constant stress. Now, the concept of order and routine might be something that immediately lights you up as I say that, or it might be like, oh God, that sounds so boring. Either way, it's really worth listening, because there may just be something in this that is going to take your manifesting practice from mediocre to mastery. There's something really magical in this, and I can't wait to share more with you. So by implementing certain strategies and bringing structure first and foremost into my home life, I was actually quite astounded at the positive ripple effect that I was noticing in all other areas of my life, let alone noticing all the things that I wanted to manifest starting to come with ease and flow and grace, whilst I had time to relax, whilst I had time to do the household tasks, whilst I had time to do my manifesting practice, whilst I had time to work, whilst I had time to care for my daughter, for my dogs, be there for my partner and my family. It felt like I was finally able to fit everything in and enjoy being present in each of those moments and feeling really good at the same time. And I felt like something so simple brought about so much stability for me. I also noticed that my health and my well-being started to improve, because feeling less anxious and feeling more relaxed meant that other areas of my health, which would have struggled before, I started noticing I wasn't really getting those anymore. I was sleeping way better. I've always been quite a good sleeper, but even better. And with this feeling of being positively in control, of course, there's negative control, positive control. I just felt way more empowered, and I felt like I was finally getting my life together. My business took a significant upturn, which I am extremely grateful, especially with all the hard work that I put into rebuilding new programs and new coaching offerings and workshops. So I was no longer running around frantically. And I know that everything that I wanted to do, that I needed to get done, had an allocated time slot. So it wasn't like, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. It's like, no, that's already allocated for. That's not to say that there's not kind of flexibility within this, because certain things do happen and that's just life, right? And will throw us off kilter. But if we have a basic structure that we can follow, it will help everything else to feel like it has a stable foundation for not only our growth and our expansion, but for our emotional and mental well-being as well. So talking about the law of attraction and knowing that how we vibrate impacts everything. And if we are feeling stressed and wrung out like a sponge and overwhelmed, whether it's conscious or unconscious, a lot of my headless chicken stuff was probably more unconscious. I was living in chaos and stress. And of course, from a law of attraction perspective, the energy that we give out generally tends to return to us. But when we have that sense of stability and in control and like I've got my life together, there's something really beautiful and magical about that feeling. And we can send out higher vibrations to the universe. We're feeling more relaxed. We're feeling more together. We're feeling more empowered. So guess what? We attract more of the same back to us. And being predominantly energetic beings, every feeling that we experience influences our vibration. And if, like me, you're running around like a headless chicken, you're feeling like you don't have time to do all the things that you want to do, you get home and you feel overwhelmed because the drawers are full and overflowing, there's shoes piled up in the cupboard and coats thrown on the floor, whatever it might be. I'm painting quite a big picture here, but also like business, you don't feel like you have the time to do all the things that you want to do. You don't have the time to do the manifesting practice that you know is really important. You can't even find 3 minutes in the morning because everything just feels so out of control. Energetically, those frequencies are not only attracting more of the same, but you're looking at the world through the lens of your feelings, because we don't see the world as the world is. We see the world through the lens of what we are feeling and experiencing inside. So getting a little bit of order brings about that stability and a whole host of everything else that I've mentioned. This is probably one of the most important keys to unlocking your next level in whatever it is that you want to create and whatever it is that you want to manifest. I am going to be running a masterclass on this. So for those who sign up for Make Me a Magnet, I am going to be updating the page. Give me a week or so, and I'm going to be updating it. And there is going to be a masterclass specifically on this with step-by-step instructions on how to get in control in every area of your life. And when I say control, it's a positive control. Now, if we think about masculine energy, feminine energy, let's go to masculine first. Masculine energy, when it's empowered and it's in its divine nature, is a provider, it's structured, it's protective, it holds a container for receiving. And if our container and our structure is wobbly and all over the place, we're going to struggle to hold what the universe wants to bring us. So by us creating this lovely structure and order in our lives, we're creating a container to collect all things abundant and prosperous. Of course, the feminine energy wants to receive, absolutely loves receiving, is creative, really enjoys playfulness and flow. But of course, if we are in a state of chaos, we are going to be tense and uptight, and we're going to feel restricted and constricted, which means we're not going to be able to access that beautiful space of feminine creativity, playfulness, and flow. But if we have that masculine container and we know that we've got this beautiful order in the structure, it means that we can have fun, we can play more, we have pockets of time where we can allow ourselves to go into a space of allowing, openness. And I think the word of today is probably going to be playfulness, because I've said it quite a few times, because we're feeling good, we're feeling supported. And with that, magic starts to happen. And the feminine energy is the powerful force behind manifestation, but we need to have that masculine structure in place in order to hold that energy. And of course, when we integrate both of these energies harmoniously, we, my friends, create such a fertile ground for manifesting our desires. So now that we understand what chaos creates from a foundational perspective and what order creates from a foundational perspective, I can pretty much guess which one you're going to choose. Now, remember, I thought I was organized until I actually got organized. I realized, okay, I was in a complete state of chaos for quite some time. But it's also creating that time to get yourself in order, which could be one of the most powerful and effective time investments that you could possibly create for yourself.
Enjoying the podcast? To help manifesting made easy keep going and expand, consider making a small donation. Simply click the link in the show notes. Every contribution makes a big difference. Thank you for your continued support.
So I'll share with you where I started, but I always like to encourage you to use your own intuition, because where I start might not be the right place for you, but this may just give ideas that can then spark other creative aspects in your own law and order. I don't like that word law, but you know what I mean. So these practical tips, they have worked wonders, like I said. So what did I do? First of all, I created a home schedule, because I found I kept forgetting to put the bins out, the Hoover needed repairing, and I kept forgetting to repair that. The drawers were overflowing, and I was just struggling to find the things that I needed when I wanted to find them. They were outdated ingredients in the cupboards, clothes in my drawers that I was no longer wearing. And no matter how many times I've got myself in order, which I do a couple of times a year, it feels like it is something that we do need to keep on top of. So what I did is I created a schedule. And this schedule had everything that I want to be able to get done daily. So I could see it as a task list. Everything that I would then want to get done monthly, things like cleaning the Hoover filter. I know this probably sounds rather boring, but it's much better than having to spend more money on a Hoover, right? And other things like scheduling to get the chimney swept. These are all really important things. And how we keep our home is also symbolic of what we are going to then attract into our life. If we have a whole load of things that we don't use and that need to be repurposed, sent to charity, whatever it might be, it's clutter. And the more clutter we have subconsciously, it plays on our mind. I could go on and on and on. There's a whole host that I could talk about from a feng shui perspective, which I love and I've studied for many, many years. But then there's also quarterly things that I have on my list that also need to be done. And yearly too, which I'm going to share all of this in the masterclass. But I just wanted to give you the heads up that this is all stuff that once it's written down and it has its allocated time slot, you are going to feel like you are positively empowered and in control of your life, which then means all other areas are positively impacted because you are in a graceful, open, stable state of flow. By implementing all of these kind of things, I also then put a little schedule together to look after my gorgeous little dogs. I know many of you have either seen them on Instagram or on my workshops on Zoom. I got my little Frankie and my little Teddy. I home cook for them because I want to know what food is going in their bodies. I didn't always have time for that, but I've manifested time for that. But also brushing their teeth, clipping their paws, you know, making sure that they are looked after and that they are loved. But even that, I felt like it was really difficult to get to the point where I was able to do that every day because everything felt so chaotic. And then every couple of months, I'd have this huge task of grooming. And it used to take me like 2.5, 3 hours every time. And I thought, you know, there's got to be an easier way. What if I just did a little bit for 5 days a week? It's not always 5 days a week, but what if I did that? What if one day I did this and another day I did that? Now, I have to say it's so much easier. And I know that they are loved and cared for in the way that they deserve. And something similar could happen if you've got kids as well. Then I started to notice that my business started to feel very, very different. Something that I used to really struggle with was being at my desk at 9 in the morning till 9 at night. My home life then began to struggle and suffer. But I started to create a bit of a business schedule as well. Now I know what time I'm at my desks. I know when I'm here to do administration or marketing or recording of podcasts, or of course, all of this is fluid and adaptable, like I mentioned earlier on. And you definitely don't have to go to the lengths that I have gone to. But certainly if you implement some of these, I have no doubt that the manifestations that you have been willing to come will make their way to you not only a lot quicker, but when they come, they will feel good because you feel good and you feel like you have a strong, solid platform to hold your manifestations when they get to you. So this is my message today. It's like, you know, that cupboard that you've wanted to clear out, you know, the garage that has all that stuff that's kind of building up in there, you know, the Hoover phone call that you keep forgetting to make. Obviously, you're going to have your own, but mine was the Hoover. You're going to have allocated time slots for all of that. I have home caring time in my routine, and it's usually an hour in the morning that there's a home caring time, and I manage to get so much done in that time. And I actually really enjoy it because I know the positive impact. Our home is meant to be our sanctuary. And when we start to feel like home feels like a space that we feel in control of and we feel relaxed in, and we enjoy caring for our home because it's also an outward representation of how we are in any moment energetically. So it's a massive game changer. Now, I do tend to get quite lit up when it comes to clearing out. I love a good clear out. I love organization. I love knowing that my home is in order. And when it is, everything else seems to flow effortlessly and feel so much better as well. So remember to keep an eye out for the next masterclass that I am running if this is something that is interesting to you. This is how to create order out of chaos, how to create a simple schedule that's going to leave you feeling totally like you are bossing your life. And you're going to notice such a positive impact as a result of that. It's going to be £22. I haven't set up all the payment schedules or anything for that yet, but I will be doing that and advertising that. So keep an eye out for that too. And with all of this creation that I've been experiencing, I want to do a special shout out to all of my entrepreneurial friends to say that I am so excited that I have created a new course for conscious, heart-led entrepreneurs. It's designed to help you become well-rested and wealthy all in one, because yes, we do get to have it all, especially if we start to implement some of the things that I have shared with you on today's call. So this is starting September 19th, and this is perfect for you if you're ready to redefine your business and approach it through the lens of playfulness, fun, flow, so that you can achieve outstanding results. Some of the strategies that I have implemented have blown me away, and I cannot wait to share these with you so you can experience the same too. So you're going to learn how to make your business feel easy. And you are going to learn ways that will ensure your efforts are productive to reignite your passion and your joy for everything that you do, so that you love your business. You hop, skip, and a jump. You cannot wait. And this is for those who know they have something extraordinary to offer the world. They're ready to make a breakthrough in their business. If this is you, then this is the opportunity that you have no doubt been waiting for. When I lost passion for my business, I felt so overwhelmed. And it was through some very deep soul searching, surrender to the universe, mindset shifts, strategic implementation, healing. And that's when I rediscovered the magic of effortless manifestation, because it doesn't have to be hard work, not just in business, in any area. It gets to be easy. So if you are conscious, heart-led entrepreneur, then I would love to invite you to my Magnetic Leader program, so that you can make all that you desire of being of service to the world and making a difference, enjoying your business once again, having soul-aligned offerings so that you can attract soul-aligned clients, redefining what these offerings are, learning new manifestation techniques. Then be sure to check out the link in my show notes. But for now, I want to say I'm so excited that I've shared with you this structure, and there's so much more that I can deep dive on, which I will do in the masterclass. But I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know on social media or via email if this has spoken to you. If you're like, oh my God, Salarah's literally been looking into my life. How did she know that my drawers were overflowing? Or I've been thinking about creating order. So if you want that order and you want that structure in your life, and you want to open doors to endless possibilities and effortless manifestations, then creating structure is going to be one of your best friends. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen today and for tuning in. And I can't wait to be back with you again next week for some more wisdom, all designed to help you with the ultimate up level that you absolutely deserve. All right, take care. Sending you so much love, and I will chat with you soon. Take care. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening. Salarah Starre will be back next week with great insights into the law of attraction. In the meantime, please visit salarahstarre.com.